All right, Jeffers. Welcome to the show. This is One ISCV. Jeffers is here with me. Yes, smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel. This is Intercontinental Sport TV. We are back again on this video. We call it win, lose, or draw. It's a challenge which we started last week. That's game week 22, and the dawn is on point. It's crazy with a long margin. So we are going to the second round right now. Please, people, pray for me. Let me keep winning. This man is coming out wickedly in this second edition. So,
Okay. Okay.
and you know what? It's going to be a fantastic weekend, Jeffers. Let me welcome you, Jeffers. How's it going?
It's good. It's all good. It's all good. TGIF, as we like to say over here. Thank God it's Friday.
Yeah,
We're already getting set for the weekend
the
mood, and
weekend.
definitely one of the most important things about the weekend is it's game day. We're all ready for it.
Yes, yeah,
Let's
it's
go.
a game day. Thank God it's Friday as well. Please, people, smash the like on the video. Where do we start from? I'm going to start like this. Let's look at the run of the table, the run of the fixtures for this weekend. The game starts tomorrow. There's no early kickoff. It's about 10 a.m. Eastern time. We have Bournemouth versus
That'll be four over here.
yeah, Nottingham Forest. Another fantastic, another game there. That's Abikilofio. Just fast this game.
It's a big one.
Bournemouth, it's a big one. Look at
It's
them
a
in the
big
table.
one because these teams are basically considering themselves as European contenders as we speak right now in England. Yes,
Yeah,
that's just the honest truth.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and I think it's one game that, apart from the Man City Chelsea game, is one game that people have to look out for, because the truth is this: these are two teams that, in all honesty, no one actually gave them
Hmm.
any chance of being
Any
where they
chance
are currently. I mean, you're talking
at
about a
all?
Nottingham Forest that are third on the table, and you're talking
Yes.
about a Bournemouth that are seventh on the
Seventh.
table.
Yay.
That seventh is just a case of, if they actually win
Yeah.
against Nottingham Forest, they go
They're
as high
going
as
to
fourth.
40.
They go as high as
Oh
fourth.
more.
That's just it.
More.
It's actually a
You
big
know
game.
why they scratch my head? You know why
you
they scratch my head? Where's
don't
Man U
want to look
like
at what
then?
your
Where's
team is.
This is it. I can't wait for it to just end. I'm telling
Honestly,
you, it's crazy. It's
it's not
crazy.
looking
It's
good,
so
and it's
sad.
even
I
getting
know.
worse. It's
It
getting
gets
worse.
worse. Tough. Now Brighton also followed the game. Also followed by Brighton versus Everton, Liverpool versus which I count down as easy game for me.
Easy peasy.
Liverpool
Sorry, it's
easy
Anfield.
game, very
It's
easy
Anfield.
game. Yes, Southampton versus Newcastle. Another going to be easy game for Newcastle, but we get
Yeah.
there. Arsenal travel to
Wolves.
Millennium's Stadium. Wolves.
Yeah.
Bananas game for me. Banana skin.
I
Anything
don't
can
think so.
happen.
Yeah. Not worried
Eh,
about it. No, it's not. There's nothing
eh.
banana.
There's
It's
nothing
an
like.
Arsenal. It's an Arsenal win all day. I'm sorry. There's nothing
All
banana about
right.
it.
Then another big game for the weekend: Man City, Chelsea. We all see how Man City they are struggling at this moment. It's a shame, but you can't still
There's
write
fire at
them.
the mountain.
You can't write them off. Anything can happen
Actually,
in
you
that game.
can. I actually posted
Eh.
something on my WhatsApp status. I said the easiest way to beat Man City now: do not bother about defending. Just score. Finish. That's just it.
All right, on Sunday game start with Crystal Palace and Crystal Palace versus Brentford. Spurs, who are also Spursy at the moment, where they did for the league, sef? They are in number 15th. Jeez,
They're actually
jeez.
behind you guys. That's the interesting part.
That's it. Hey! Aston Villa versus West Ham, another game that
The
is I
Claret
love
Derby.
to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also
We'll do a
Fulham
Claret Derby. Yeah.
versus Manchester United, who's going to be 2 o'clock right here Eastern time on Sunday. Now let's get straight into business.
Okay.
Game week 23. This is the table. Jeffers is looking good for Arsenal, and it's looking good
Is
for
it?
Arsenal.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Every Arsenal fan actually expects to be one position higher than where they are actually currently at the moment.
Mm,
And
mm,
it's you know why it's interesting. It's kind of like a bittersweet experience, Considering the
Okay.
fact that your team is actually doing well on all sides. Funny enough, you're actually doing well in
Yes.
the champions and you're doing well in the league. But the thing is,
Mm-hmm.
uh, that desire to actually get a trophy has
Mm.
been especially a major trophy, has been way too long. You just feel like this is the perfect time to end it. So when you're seeing the fact that your team is actually having the kind of injury crisis they are having right now,
Mm.
you will feel sad about it. And I understand perfectly why everyone's actually getting mad. I think if you listen to Mikel Arteta's press conference today, I think it actually said basically the minds of what a lot of people wanted to actually say.
All right.
Obviously, there's a desire to get a striker, but the key word is it has to be the perfect one. Because the truth is, believe you me, it's gonna be worse when you actually push your manager and you push your club to go and get a player who doesn't actually fit into the team. Then it
Mm.
becomes a problem.
Mm. All right. Let's go straight into this. We are looking at win, lose, or draw challenge between me and this man. People smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. We are going straight into business right now. The challenge.
You could also drop your own challenge as well too.
Yeah, drop your own comment, your own
Yeah.
challenge, win or lose for all the games we are about to roll out right now. I'm going to start with this one: Bournemouth versus Nottingham Forest. I think this game, Jeffers, gave me a tight, gave me a hard. I'm going to go with Nottingham Forest winning again. Winning
I'm
again.
actually going with a draw.
You're going with a draw. Let's look
I'm
at
going
that
with a
game.
draw. Yes.
Bournemouth
Because
versus
the thing
Nottingham
is
Forest.
this,
Tell
it's
me.
why it's very interesting is the fact that Bournemouth has actually played 2 games without any forward. I mean, any.
You're
There
right.
is no
Any
nine in
forward.
that. And this is the interesting part. They were seconds away from getting a win against Chelsea.
Almost, yeah. Seconds a
And
year.
they basically cleaned the floor with Newcastle without a striker at
Striker. At
St. James's Park.
the St. James Park.
That's the interesting
Imagine.
part. So when you look
So
at the
you
fact
can't
that
write
this
them
team
off.
have found a
Ah,
way to finally, they just know how to get a
get a
way to
result.
playing without a center forward, and they are scoring even without a center forward. It tells you you need to be careful. Nottingham Forest, on the other hand,
Hmm.
you have a Chris Wood who is basically having the fun of that, and interestingly, he has actually signed a new contract, which is very very funny. Consider that
Ah,
no, no one is even talking about going for Wood, but Wood
Wood.
has already gotten a new contract at Newcastle Forest. So
Ah,
it's telling you that he's on form. You're having defenders who are basically keeping clean sheets for fun. I think if you looked at the EPL stats, you'll be surprised to find out that the top clean sheets actually is Liverpool with 9 clean sheets.
hmm.
Directly behind, actually, they are tied with Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest also has
Nottingham
9 clean sheets as well too.
9 clean sheets.
Yes, they have nine clean
Where's
sheets. In fact,
Where's Arsenal? Where's
the
Arsenal?
keeper who has had the most clean sheets is actually Marcel's. Arsenal are fourth with 7.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's a good
Arsenal are
one.
fourth with 7. So that tells you that this side is actually this is going to be a very very interesting game. And my feeling is this. My feeling
Hmm.
is this.
Hmm.
For whatever goal Nottingham Forest will score, Bournemouth will be able to replicate it easily. And if you
Hmm.
decide to keep a clean sheet,
Hmm.
Bournemouth also have the wherewithal to keep a clean sheet, which is why I'm actually going for a simple draw between both sides.
So you said draw. I'm saying winning Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest, yep.
Draw. And let's look at the next game. It's going to be Brighton, Everton. You go first. Brighton,
Brighton,
Everton. Yeah. Brighton wins.
yep.
Brighton wins.
Let's
Everton.
forget
Ah,
what Everton did
the man,
last week.
the manager bows.
Let's let's forget what they did last week. I mean,
Yeah.
even an Ipswich, if they have their attacking positions complete, we do the
Mm,
same thing to Spurs. Let's just forget it. That's just it. Spurs are a shambles in defense currently. So we're not arguing the fact that anything's gonna happen. But for me, I think Brighton are actually getting into
Ah,
into the form they are actually getting
in the
to.
form.
Yes,
Yeah.
we saw what they did
After
to United
beating
last week.
my see,
Like we
we
saw it,
see.
and
Ah,
we see
no,
them.
they remind me
I'm
for
not
that
trying to
kind.
remind you. I don't want to just point out some facts. You have the Daniel Welbeck who is already back into the
Yes,
team. You
I
have
see.
Mitoma
Also,
finally getting his scoring boots, and you
I
have a
also
Joao
see that.
Pedro.
I
You
also
also
see
have
that
the
my
Yakuba Mintez and the other players also doing their own contribution. So, and look at Everton. Everton basically were just fortunate to like meet a sports team who were at sixes and sevens and were able to get three
mm,
goals in the first half. And no surprises when they got back for the second half, they
mm,
weren't able to put another one to it because all of a sudden they went back to like just maintain the tempo. And despite that fact, as bad as it was, Spurs were
mm,
still able to get two goals and would have
yes,
gotten a third if they had added a short time to it. So you
short
see,
time. Yes,
I think it basically speaks that obviously whatever Moyes is trying to do is going to be just damage
mm.
control because the major business will not happen until the end of the season. So for this one, I'll take Brighton to win any day.
Actually, I'm going to take Brighton to win that game as well too. So, moving on to the third game, Liverpool Ipswich. Oh,
Can we
Liverpool
move
win.
on? Can we move on? Let's just
So,
hope
hold
it's
on.
not another 5 or 6. That's the honest truth.
Yeah,
Because
I
I
don't
don't
see
see you stopping
at
them.
Anfield. No.
I don't see you
Oh,
stopping
good
them.
job. Good
At
job.
least I see a 5 or a 6. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What about
It's
this game
happened before.
also? Southampton versus Newcastle. I go first. Newcastle wins this.
Ooh, I would take a Newcastle win as well too
Yeah.
because I think Southampton. Hmm, I think Southampton are just preparing for life in the championship. I think for me, I think it's them. I think
Preparing for life.
they do. The only person who will save them tomorrow, in all
Yeah.
honesty, is not
Mm.
playing in the front. He's at the back.
Is at the back.
That's just it. It's just Ramsdale. So I don't see how they're
Ramsdale.
going to. And to make matters worse, we would
Mm.
have said give them an attacking chance, but Tyler Diblin is injured.
Mm.
What are they going to do? I
What are
don't
they
see
going to
any threat coming from them without that young man there. So I think
do? Forget.
it's I
You're
think
right.
it's a Newcastle win for me. Yeah.
Yes. Moving on to this next one, which is going to be Arsenal versus Wolves. Do you know I see draw in this game?
I
Wallahi.
don't. I see an
Hey.
Arsenal win in this game. Yeah, I see an
Me,
Arsenal win in this game.
I'm
I
going to
think.
put. I'm
I
going
think.
to put draw.
No problem. You go with the draw. I go with the win. I think. I think to an extent, I think Arsenal has gotten their. They can actually rest and focus on this one because the
On
truth
this one.
is, in the Champions League, they're actually third on the table.
Yeah.
Uh, the lowest they can drop on that
Draw.
table is actually sixth or
Yeah.
seventh. They can't
Seventh.
go below that, and that means they already have a certified slot in the next round, in the round of 8, in the round of 16, basically. So I don't think anything's going to change. So they can actually relax. They are playing
Mm.
Girona next away,
Next.
and
Yeah.
I think the only thing is the
That's an
worst thing
away.
Girona will actually get. The worst thing Girona will get in that game is a draw. Girona have not been up to it at all this
Up to
season. I
this
think
season,
last
they
season
are so
basically
was just there. So moving on
it
to
was
this one.
basically yeah.
Let's
Now
move
this
on to
one, okay. Now this is
Man
where it's
City,
going to get
Chelsea.
controversial.
Yeah, let's talk about Man City and
I'm picking a
Chelsea.
draw in this game.
Draw.
I'm picking a draw in this game. Yes,
I'm seeing Chelsea winning this game. Oh. I'm seeing Chelsea. Wallahi. You
I
say
think City
draw.
will draw this one. Yeah,
Okay, me
because
I see
let's
Chelsea
let's
winning
face
this.
reality here.
Because see on
I
my
would
home.
say Chelsea should win.
Mm,
However,
mm.
Nicholas Jackson is not exactly pulling trees at the moment. That is
Of
the
course,
problem.
yes.
And
Uh,
Kopama seems to have hit a slump in form. That's it. If you're familiar with
mm,
the
mm.
FPL game,
Yeah.
you will have noticed the fact that for the first time this season,
Mm.
two players actually dropped in their price. One of them is Kopama.
Obama.
The second one, which is even in fact the amount that was dropped was even still small. I feel they should drop it at least by $3 worth. Is Erling Haaland. Haaland just dropped from 15 to 14.7. You should have dropped way lower than that because that guy is just too expensive. and it's becoming a problem. So I think it tells you basically the state of these two sides. For me, I think City. Well,
Mm.
City have already welcomed in Victor Reis. They welcomed in Kamasov, and they've also welcomed in Mamamouche. From the press conference with Pep today,
Yeah.
Pep was saying all three players will actually have a contribution in that game on Sunday and on Saturday. And I do not think I'll be surprised if I see any of them starting, precisely Kamusov and Vitores, because the truth is the central defense is nothing to write home
Mm.
about. I think Guardiola has been suspect since the beginning of the season. Guardiola has been suspect. Guardiola seems to be more effective attack wise. Defensive wise, he has been caught out several times this season and they've actually led to goals. So I think
Yeah.
maybe Pep might want to juggle that defense and try and bring in the new blood with immediate effect. However, the only thing is this: it's a Premier League. It's not going to be that easy to try. The only choice he has is he just has to keep on going with his old workhorse. Basically, the ones, the Akonjis, the Stones are the ones who are actually, and
Mm.
the Akis are the ones who are going to handle that business for him. And obviously, Guardiola will be there. Um,
So you see
coming to the
draw in
midfield,
that game.
I see draw because my concern is I looked at the PSG game. I looked at the
Yes.
PSG game, and I think
Yeah.
that PSG game told you exactly where the problem with City is. It's in the midfield. If you've not observed it, Kevin De Bruyne is old. It is showing clearly,
Showing clearly.
very, very clearly.
I
And
saw it.
if you can find a way, I know what Kopama can do. If Kofama decides to take and take that boost, that ice cold mentality that we know him to bring, if he brings it tomorrow, it's a Chelsea win. No arguments on that because I don't see how City are going to stop in that midfield. However, I will want to go for a City draw in this one.
All
A
right.
draw.
City draw in this one. All right. On Sunday, we have Crystal Palace Brentford. Wow.
Uh,
Look at them in the table. Crystal Palace, they're 12,
yeah,
and
Bedford.
Brentford
That's it. Bedford are actually ahead of Palace, 11th and
ahead of
12th.
Palace. Yeah, 11 and
Yes,
12.
11th and 12th. And funny enough, it's just a point between them.
Yeah. So what
I
do you
think the
see in that game?
status quo will remain. No, 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 no. I'm going for a Brentford win in this one.
I go for I think Crystal Palace will win this. They are in fine form
Why
too
I'm
as well.
going for a Brentford win is because of the fact that uh, Palace has actually had a very manageable defense line. Basically, they've been using the three-man defense.
Mm,
But one of the key linchpins in that defense is
mm.
no longer there, and that's Trevor Chalobah.
Chaloba.
That's my major concern. And
Mm,
my problem is
you're right. You're right. So what do you think? You said you're going for Crystal Palace, I mean Brentford to win.
going for a Brentford win, yeah, because my worry is this: if Mbeumo decides to come alive, Mbeumo and Wissa come alive, I do not see how
Call our
Palace is going to
voices.
stop them. And when you add it to the fact that Damsgaard just signed a new contract, I think these guys are actually invigorated. And it's going to be interesting considering the fact that Brentford
Interesting
tend to
game.
be more better at home than away. So I think I would actually look at there's a possibility that Brentford will actually take all 3 points. That's why I'm going for a Brentford win.
All right. Okay. Spurs versus Leicester City. I think we don't even know what we can get from Spurs right now.
That's the problem. That's the but I will go for a Spurs win.
I see draw.
Hmm.
I
That's interesting.
serious. I see draw.
Uh, I will go for a Spurs win.
I see draw.
It's not been easy for Spurs. I think Spurs basically have also had the terrible luck of injuries
Yeah.
in their side. Both
Yeah.
central defenders are out. You're now
All gone.
using makeshift
All gone.
players to play central defense. And now to make matters worse, Solanke is out for the next 6 weeks.
Can you
So
imagine?
that means Richarlison will be playing up front.
Richarlison up front.
Yes, Richarlison will be playing up front. And Richarlison is not exactly that kind of person who
You can
will
rely
give
on.
you a consistent run up
Mm-hmm.
close. It's basically comes in flash and starts. So I think,
Yeah.
but Leicester on the other hand,
Mm.
are a terrible team. In all honesty, let's just
They're
be
also
honest with ourselves.
terrible.
Leicester are terrible, and that's why I feel like, well, the home fans will want to support. At least we saw the midweek game Tottenham played in the Europa League yesterday. We
Hmm.
saw basically the fact that yes, Hoffenheim have also been terrible. That's funny enough.
Yeah,
I
they're
remember
also
we said last night.
fighting relegation now.
We also said last night that if Tottenham doesn't beat Hoffenheim, it's going to be an insult to football because Hoffenheim are not even close to it. And Tottenham nearly bungled it because they were
Yes,
leading 3-0 at a point in that game and they actually ended up playing 3-2. That's
3-2.
showing how bad Spurs have been. But on this one,
Yeah,
the advantage Spurs have is the fact that they are playing a team that is even more worse than they
worse.
are. That is why I'm actually giving them all 3 points in this one.
I'm seeing draw in that game anyway. So let's move on to this one, and that's going to be Aston Villa West Ham. Aston Villa wins this. Okay, Lofio. Me, I go for Aston Villa win
I'm
this.
taking a Villa win. I'm taking
Huh?
a Villa win. A Villa
Yeah,
win.
Villa.
Because the truth is, West Ham are not it at the moment. At the
They are
moment.
not at all.
No strikers. Bowen
Yeah,
is Bowen is. I think Bowen has a knock. Antonio is out for the season.
for the
Fulkrug
season.
is going to be out also for the next, I think, 3 to 4 weeks. So who is going to play up front? And Somerville has not been exactly convincing. So when you look at that West Ham side, you're just looking at the team generally and like this team is just not it at the moment. So what else
Yes.
would you expect especially against the Villa side that I think they want to put their European misadventure behind them because it was a
Yes.
terrible one in Monaco for them midweek, and I think they want to get back to winning ways. And what perfect way to actually get a win than against a West Ham side that are looking at as sixes and sevens at the moment. So I think
Yeah.
I'll go for a Villa win on this one.
Villa also win on this one for me. And the last game of the weekend, Fulham, Manchester United. Well, you go first.
Fulham win.
Fulham win. Chai. Do you know what my mind is telling me?
Well,
It's telling me
a
in this
United
game,
win.
draw. I don't see.
Okay, you said
I don't even. I don't
never
even
get
see
up.
draw. I don't even see draw. I don't even see draw.
I'm looking at a Fulham win. The reason is this. I think, in all honesty, I think the crisis at United it's not only on the pitch, it's even off the pitch.
Off the pitch. Kai.
You had the story. Basically, what I got within the week was the fact that United are close to a PSR breach. They are close to a PSR breach. That is a financial crisis at Old Trafford, despite the in-house takeover. And that means that there is every likability that ticket prices will go up again next season. If you've noticed the whole shenanigans that has been going on behind the scenes, we've been seeing a major issue of finance.
Yes.
United are broke. Let's say it officially. United are broke, which is why all of a sudden we are hearing the United talking about selling Garnacho just to balance up the books.
Now, that takes me to this thing I want to ask you as a neutral fan, because we having a back and forth with some of my friends in the group. We're talking about Manchester United. Ineos are broke, and they can't put money in the club. They have to sell Garnacho. And I was thinking, if we are having this kind of ideas of, let's give them a chance in the first place, if they know they don't have the money to pump into the club, they shouldn't
Why
be.
buy the club?
Why buying the club? Why must a fan like us now be having a
Be bearing
merciful
the
mind,
brunt
be
for
bearing it?
people's
And like,
mistakes? Exactly.
they
Because
don't have money. They have to sell. They have to. And I was looking at people don't get my point. Like, what are they doing? What are they looking for in the club then?
the truth is, I think
Why are they buying the? What are they doing?
the whole Ineos
Together?
takeover, the whole Ineos takeover looks like a sham to me. Currently.
Yeah.
It looks like
Let's
a
call
big
a
sham.
spade a spade. People are saying, they don't have
Everything,
money, and they don't. I said, what are
everything is
they
not
looking
going
for in the
according
first
to
place?
plan. everything is not going according to plan. In all honesty, it's bad. First of all, you take over the club.
Okay.
First aspect, administration. You brought in someone as director of football, and the guy
You sack
left
him.
after how many months? He
Eh,
left after
you sack
4 months. That's why the fact that this guy basically you had to put this guy
him.
on a
On
suspension
suspect.
for
Yes.
6 months before he could actually resume the job. And he resumed it, and
Oh,
within 4 months, he was out of the
you're
door.
out of the
It
job.
tells you that there is a problem somewhere. When it comes to making decisions on how things are going on in the club, you can see that there's obviously a very, very big lacuna. It took you an extra 6 months to actually see what every club fan and even neutrals and even foes could actually see
Mm.
in almost like from the start that Eric Ten Hag was not the right man for the job.
Everybody can see that one
The
clearly.
FA Cup
They
win
wasted.
was just basically a smoking. I personally was insistent, and I remember I said it then that
Yeah.
what should have happened was immediately he brought that cup back to Carrington Road. As he's handing over the cup to the board, they should hand him over an envelope. Here
Thank
you
you
are.
so much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you
Goodbye.
for the service. Yeah.
Simple.
Goodbye.
Instead, he left him. He went ahead to go and do those sham signings, which he normally does, which he has done again.
Yes.
And the club is suffering for it. It tells you
Yes.
something. Now, coming down to the players, we've always had managers talk about the fact that United needs open bypass surgery. I
Mm.
think you can tell. Look at yesterday's game. Look at yesterday's game. I nearly had a heart attack, and I'm not a United fan.
Why are
You
they
got
playing
an
like this?
own goal. You got an own goal from a goalkeeper because basically you are having chances that you were not converting. You got an own goal from a goalkeeper, and we all felt like this game was already okay. United is going to take this game. Only to get shocked with that late equalizer. If not for the sheer ingenuity of Bruno Fernandes, we would have been talking about another draw now.
I'm telling you.
Because it was basically Fernandes that actually won that game for United. It was nothing to talk about. And
Then you
when you
tell
keep on
okay,
saying,
if I want to ask you about this now,
yeah,
about they have to sell Ganacho to get money.
I think United are the truth is this. I understand what United are trying to do here, but believe you me,
Yes.
it's a bad
To a
idea.
rival.
It's happened to Arsenal. So I know. Remember when Arsenal was basically trying to balance the books over the new stadium, where they were
Mm.
basically selling their players to Man City. We saw what
Oh
happened.
yes.
Those players were basically Man City were using those players to actually dominate. Funny enough, they were
Dominate.
Arsenal players, but they were using them to
Yeah.
dominate the league.
I think it's
United did that.
Nasri, Adebayo,
Nasri, Adebayo, Kolo
this
Toure,
guy, Clichy, or
Kolo Toure
this
and
guy,
Geklichi. Those were the four players
Glitchy.
that went.
Yeah.
And they all won the Premier League title with Man City.
Can you imagine?
Just imagine that. Now, the thing is this what United are trying to do. It's very funny whereby we talk about the fact that stupidity is trying to do the same thing all over and over again and expecting to get different results. United did this exact thing by giving Sancho to Chelsea.
To Chelsea.
We have seen what Sancho has become at Chelsea. The player
A
who
regular
came in
starter.
exchange, the player who came in exchange, we never see working.
Whenever
Do they want to repeat the same thing? The fact that they are trying to repeat the same thing with Garnacho is actually crazy, in honesty.
it's
If there's
crazy.
one thing I have learned, if there's one thing I've actually learned in football is this. Look, if you want to be taken serious, you do not sell your star players to your direct rivals.
Direct
That is
rivals.
stupidity at the highest order.
Because
It's just as if you're looking at the backer now saying that they have a financial crisis and they feel the only way to solve it is to sell a Lamine Yamal to Real Madrid.
to Real Madrid. You
They
don't
are
finish them
done.
now.
They are done.
You're done.
They are done. So basically, I feel like what United needs right now, in all honesty, it's not selling big players. It's not selling your main players. I think United needs a financial injection, in all honesty.
Ineos doesn't want to
You will
pump
need
money
a.
because
That is where I
they
keep on
don't want
asking
to
this question,
pump money
because
because
this
Glazers
is
never pump money.
this is where they are failing to
They
get it.
have
We had
27%. So
we
why are they
had
going to
a
be
Man
pumping money?
City. We had a Man City. The owner injected funds to make them what they are today. Now that they've gone into a crisis, he has also injected funds for them to get players.
See
You
players,
had a
so they don't
Chelsea
sign
under
players, so
Abramovich. 3 players already. You had a Chelsea under Abramovich. Whenever the club needed, whenever Abramovich wanted to actually make
straight
sure that this
up.
team actually succeed, he brings out the cash, no questions asked. You have the Liverpool, who initially, when they came in, they were actually injecting funds, although all of a sudden they've now become stingy people. They don't
Stingy
want to
people.
release again.
That's American
You're having an
football.
Arsenal whereby when Arteta said that this team actually needed players, the boss said, you know what? Okay, fine.
Okay.
This is the player you want. Here's the funds. They injected funds as well into. So when you're looking
This
at the fact that
they
club
don't want
size
to
are
pump.
actually, in fact, where it's getting bad is the fact that a club like Bournemouth can actually go out and tell Roma point blank, I want to sign this player. You do not have the funds for it.
Can you
It tells
imagine?
you something. So if United are telling me that they cannot give me those funds as a manager to get the players I want, then I think we should start telling ourselves that maybe these guys are not exactly the right people United need to take them to the next level.
Yes. Yes. Well, this is how far we can go tonight. Jeffers, thank you so much for joining us. Let's see what comes
It was
out
a
of this,
pleasure.
our win, lose, and draw. You remember? And the
Sure.
first chance
Let's see how it's
of
going to
this
be on Monday.
So, all right, Jeffers, thank you so much.
I
All right.
appreciate it.
All right, guys.
All
This
right.
is how far we can go tonight. Please subscribe to the channel, smash the like on the video, and Monday, to be precise, we'll be back again for the review of this game week 23. I'm saying, take it easy over this weekend, and bye for now.